Whatever happened to happily ever after? What I'm not going to do today is give you a bunch of my opinions. What I am going to do is lay out the math and science behind a successful retirement, that enjoying a happy retirement is within your grasp.
For those of you who've been following me for the past few years, you know that each year I publish my economic commentary for the upcoming year. If you go back and watch those videos, you will see that my predictions have been very, very accurate. In almost every one of them, I was going against the tide. See, all the other famous economists were saying how interest rates were headed higher, yet every single year I said, no, they're not, and I was correct. This year, I want to share with you all the things that are the same as in the past and some things that are now different. No, I'm not going to tell you that interest rates are headed significantly higher. They're not. They can't. Why not? Because the three main drivers of our low interest rates have not changed. Number one, debt. The world is now over $60 trillion in debt. Our country is now over $20 trillion in debt, with over $125 trillion in unfunded liabilities for Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid. While Social Security will be a fairly easy fix, Medicare and Medicaid costs are skyrocketing and will likely result in much lower net Social Security checks than baby boomers are expecting. I've asked in the past, what is debt? All debt is taking from the future to spend today. For example, if you can't afford a big screen TV, you can simply take out your credit card and buy the TV today and pay it off in the future. But what does that do to your future? It reduces it because you have to pay off the past debts. So governments around the world have taken $60 trillion of our future and it's gone. This is going to reduce global growth for decades and is highly deflationary, not inflationary. Number two, deleveraging. See, when you're in debt, eventually you have to get out of debt. And the paying off of debt is highly deflationary since it's not used for anything new. Additionally, governments typically have to raise taxes and cut spending to pay off debt. More deflationary pressures. And number three, the big one, demographics. This is the 1,000-pound gorilla in the room. While people talk about the aging of the world, nobody really discusses what this will do to the economies of the world. See, old people don't spend any money. They don't buy as many new cars. They don't buy furniture. They don't buy clothes. They're worried about running out of money. They're living this just-in-case retirement. Many of them will not have pensions. Additionally, medical care is taking a larger and larger share of their money, meaning even less for normal consumption. This is highly, highly deflationary. Look, I grew up as an economy student studying Nobel Prize winner Milton Friedman. He said inflation is always and everywhere a monetary event, which simply means when you print money, it causes inflation. And for many years, this was true. And it may be true in the future as well. But it certainly has taken a hiatus. Japan, Europe, China, and the U.S. have each printed trillions of their own currency. Inflation should be sweeping the globe. This is why all the economists are saying interest rates must head higher, but they don't. And why not? Because of demographics. See, I think Harry Dent is onto something when he says young countries experience inflation, old countries experience deflation. That certainly seems to be the truth of today. So, what are some of the new things that are going on in the world? Well, there's a new administration in Washington, D.C., and whether you like that administration or not, it's making some significant changes. First of all, it's reducing regulations at a record pace. Now, some regulation is needed to give some rules for the road for businesses. However, regulations had increased so much under previous administrations that businesses were literally being strangled. Look, businesses all over are applauding these new changes, and you've been seeing an increase in economic growth. Tax reform is now the buzzword, although Washington has difficulty getting anything done. If they can do this, it will help economic growth as well. Look, on a side note, if they do lower taxes, you should encourage every person you know to convert their IRAs and 401ks into Roth. Why? Because those are likely to be the lowest tax rates you will ever see for the rest of your life. See, the next administrations are going to be forced to raise taxes, whether they want to or not. It's simply math. Our financial problems are so bad that taxes at some point are going to have to go up in the future. That being said, I still say we are the cleanest shirt in the dirty laundry. Japan, Europe, and China have bigger problems than we do. And we're going to know what's going to happen to us and all this debt by watching places like Japan and Greece and Italy. Look, the markets continue to rise to nosebleed levels. And I don't predict stock markets, but I'll tell you this. At some point, the market will go down again. A lot. And it will be likely worse than the last crash. Why? Because right now there's really no place to diversify anymore. Have you noticed that everything is going up together? Stocks are going up, bonds are going up, commodities are going up, Bitcoin's going up. Where can you get diversification? Because here's the truth. When everything goes up together, it's all going to go down together as well. And it's going to be very, very ugly, right at a time when baby boomers can't afford it. Well, it just so happens that life insurance and annuities are non-correlated assets and can be a great place for diversification. So, in summary, while interest rates may move up slightly due to increased economic growth, they're not going to move much. Additionally, when the markets do crash, interest rates will likely plunge even lower than 2009, and I do predict that we will see negative interest rates in the U.S. when that happens. Now go out and have a great 2018.